I want to say welcome to everybody who made it out this morning. I know it's a little breezy. Thank you for your sacrifice in making it out to a tent on the north side. It is so good to see all of you this morning. I especially want to give thanks to our Honorable Mayor Jones, Brother Neil Richardson, and Brother Will Carson for being here this morning. Also, our newly elected 11th Ward Alderwoman Keys, I see you. Today is a good day. Today is a really, really good day. I first want to pause and give thanks to God, because without God, none of this would be possible. You would not be under a tent at 10 o'clock in the morning on the north side if it was not for God. Amen. He is the one who orchestrates and leads us in everything that we do as a church, as I do as a pastor. I want to give thanks to my immediate family, my wife, who could not be here today. She just started a new role and had to be in training that was mandatory. To my son, who made it in last night, I was joking with Neil because he'd get out here at 11:30 and he wanted to be up till 2, 3 in the morning, and I was reminded quickly that I'm no longer 18 years old and that I need my sleep. And to my daughter, who is at school today, to my parents, who are both deceased, who both grew up in this neighborhood. In fact, without this neighborhood, there would be no me. My mom lived on North Market. My dad lived at 3206 Baird. And they somehow came in together in the middle and created a family. And then just again to our church, who crazy enough to believe that almost 11 years ago that it was worth investing being here. To our board, on both the church and our nonprofit, who follow my crazy, who remind me, even though I'm crazy, that it will work, the things that we desire to do. So let me get to it real brief. We are here today to commemorate and celebrate Hebert Homes Project initiative. This has been a long time coming. You get to come today, you get to celebrate with us, but this was something that was spec'd out, if you will, almost 6 years ago. And our efforts to want to build housing that was affordable, to transform the community. At the time that we looked at this project, we were in our second home, which is just right up the street, here at our church on the corner. And it was just an idea. And we just diligently sought after the resources till we could get here today. So I do want to give thanks to one other person in terms of those resources, and that is our friends at CDA Noel. Because of SLDC, CDA, Smith Association, U.S. Bank, although I understand the name has changed, and they will correct me, as well as a private family foundation that wanted to remain behind the shadows, who said, we believe in this, giving to this. That brought all of us here today in terms of funding source. The reason why we wanted this block so bad is if you look up any St. Louis history, you will find some significant things about this particular stretch of Hebert Street. Not long ago in Fairground Park, when they tried to desegregate, there was an issue that arose, a riot that broke out, and it has been told that that riot ended on this block. And so for us, we see this as a moment of redemption. We see this as a moment of revitalization. We see it as a moment to show to our neighbors, our friends, and even sometimes the people that think that it cannot happen, that it is absolutely possible. So Hebert Homes Project makes up 26 homes. 15 of them will be new construction, 11 of them are rehabs. They are primarily on this block and the 3600 block of Hebert, producing family housing, quality housing that is affordable, that complements our mission. Our mission as an organization is to assist communities by building people. I say it plainly, we're in the people business. And if you've ever heard me get into my story, I won't hear, don't have time, I would simply tell you that I went to school to be an engineer and not deal with people. And so here you sit under a tent, under a microphone, listening to somebody who originally had not planned to deal with people at all. But God has a sense of humor. Yes, he does. And so our mission is all about serving people. It's all about empowerment of people, educating people, making things that are equal and equitable for people. And this is a fruit of that. And for us, this is just the beginning. You see pictures to my left, which is your right. This is one of the homes that will be for sale in October. It's literally across the street. We wanted you to have a glimpse of what is to come. Quality work on the north side. You don't have to go search far to find quality. You can find quality here. The last piece I want to say before inviting up our esteemed guests is this. Oftentimes it is quoted and or said that when it comes to these moments that minorities don't always rise to the occasion. So I want to put a rumor to bed, and I need your help. I'm going to name some names, and then I will tell you why they are significant. Barry, Sewer and Drain, Tough Enough Construction, RSD Construction. You can clap. JW Specialty, Fitzgerald Electric, Gateway Roof. These are just a sample of the few. In fact, we're estimating about 12 companies on this project, and 10 of the 12 are minority owned. Who live, breathe the city. Many of them have offices and or live in the city. RGC for the new construction, VIP construction, owner Ken Hutchison, minority. So I just want to put that out there while the cameras are rolling for those who think that this can't happen, that we can't work together, that we can't play together well in the sandbox. If you come spend any time around here, literally Monday through Sunday, you will see that they are working diligently because they believe in this community. So without further ado, I want to get out of the way and let you hear some voices that are much more worth hearing than mine. The first of those voices will be our Honorable Mary Jones, followed by Neil Richardson, the President and CEO of SLBC, followed by William Carson, VP, U.S. Bank.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, this is a great day, and it's a long time coming. It is a long time coming. I remember visiting with Tabernacle when the hub wasn't even completed. And it was dust everywhere, and I'm walking through there through my heels, and I think I got a little dusty that day, as I probably am today because we're in a construction site. But I remember telling you that I'm with you. And I'm just so excited to be here today to say I kept my promise. I'm with you. I'm still with you. And I'm excited to join you here along with Neil Richardson, President CEO of SLDC, as well as Noel Pfeffer, who's our new head of CDA. I know we're throwing out all these acronyms, but they make sense, believe me. Bill Carson, a longtime friend of mine, who's also Vice President and Business Development Officer for U.S. Bank, and Tabernacle CDC this morning for a groundbreaking that will create more affordable housing for St. Louis families. One of our goals of our Economic Justice Action Plan is to create more opportunities like this with CDCs that are in the community, working with our community, developing our community. And creating more affordable housing and access to home ownership helps families build wealth and build community. You know, my grandparents raised 2 generations in their home in Hamilton Heights, and it was the center of our family's universe. We called it the big house. And it's my hope that these homes, these St. Louis families will have the opportunity to also have their big house to pass down generational wealth through generations in their family. Neighborhoods like the one we're investing in today have been stuck in a horrible cycle. Developers couldn't build homes because banks would lend money for mortgages and home improvements due to lack of comparable appraisals. And without an appraisal, you can't get a loan. And if you can't get a loan, you can't build wealth. That begins to end today. At the end of last year, the SLDC Board of Directors selected Habitat for Humanity and Tabernacle to create to collaborate on the construction of affordable for-sale housing through the Housing Access and Neighborhood Stabilization Revolving Loan Fund, which is also funded by the American Rescue Plan Act. So we can say thank you, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Creating this fund will address the persistent unmet demand of quality, affordable, and market rate housing available and offers a path to reducing the racial wealth gap, as well as increasing Black home ownership in marginalized communities as envisioned in our Economic Justice Action Plan. So when families can buy and stay in their homes, we build community. And housing instability is a root cause of crime that holds our city back from its fullest potential. So projects like this will directly help to reduce crime in the city of St. Louis. This fund is intended to expand access to stable and quality housing through the production of affordable for-sale homes, and U.S. Bank's partnership and pledge of approximately $4 million in equity will reduce the lending risk and allow builders to develop at scale, ultimately lowering the cost for our home buyers. Last but not least, I want to thank Bill Seddon, who leads SLDC's New Market Tax Credit Program, Howard Smith of Smith NMTC, and again, Bill Carson from U.S. Bank for their collective work to execute this important project, creating more affordable housing for St. Louis families and bringing hope to this neighborhood that its neighbors will be proud to call home. Thank you and God bless.
Good morning, everyone. This is a big deal. What's happening today in North City about building home ownership. When we talked and we launched the Economic Justice Action Plan, we were committed for it not to be just placed on the shelf, but for us to truly put it into action. For us to invest into neighborhoods, into businesses, into residents, to ensure that we were closing economic gaps for everyone to have the opportunity to thrive. When we launched this plan, we had 3 core pillars: economic empowerment, equitable and inclusive development, and neighborhood transformation. I would like to say this project, led by Pastor Andre, checks every one of those boxes. Pastor Andre spoke to, this is creating home ownership opportunities that will address directly the wealth gap that we experience across the country, but specifically in the city of St. Louis. We always ask the question, what can we do? Why are we in this condition? And we have the answers. From the history we see historically, there's been redlining in these communities, in these neighborhoods. There's been deed restrictions that have limited access to home ownership and any ownership in our own communities. And so in order for us to be able to turn that tide, we have to repair that harm and address the injustices that has been committed on our people in this city of St. Louis. But for the American Rescue Plan Act dollars and Mayor Tashara O. Jones' vision to invest in our underserved communities, this would not be possible. This once-in-a-generation moment of us having these resources available to be able to subsidize for-sale housing to families at 80% AMI and below is a moment that we have to take advantage of. And through the vision and leadership, again, of Tabernacle CDC, we are moving on this moment. We are also creating jobs for people that live within this community and also creating the opportunity to minority-owned businesses to be able to grow and scale and have a track record of them building quality housing in our community. This will create opportunities for them to be able to grow their companies and not just build housing in North City, but build housing across our entire city that will uplift our community, grow our tax base, and ultimately reduce our crime and our poverty in our city, which has been a detriment to our economic growth. So today, I want to congratulate Pastor Andre and Tabernacle CDC for their vision, their leadership, and their willingness to step up to the plate in this moment and partner with us, lock arms with us, to be able to rebuild our community, to turn this tide, and create economic prosperity for all of St. Louis City. So thank you again. Appreciate it.
These are tough acts to follow up here this morning. Well, I'm Bill Carson with the newly renamed U.S. Bancorp Impact Finance Team, and with my colleagues, we are thrilled to be here alongside our partners at the City of St. Louis and SLDC and Tabernacle CDC to launch the Hebert Homes. The U.S. Bank Impact Finance Team provides financial solutions that create lasting impacts for people and planet. And our financing brings thriving communities and drives more equitable access to capital and accelerates the transition to a green economy. We know that home ownership is one of the most effective ways of improving communities and building wealth and promise for families that have been historically and systematically and intentionally disconnected from the American dream. My own family's history was transformed dramatically in 1962 when my grandparents stopped being home renters and started being home buyers. Home buyers. And with that home that they owned in the Bronx, New York, generations of my family went to college, had the opportunity to lend and save, earn money, build equity, grow, and thrive over that period of time. And I hope, actually I know, that the families that will benefit from home ownership here today will have that same trajectory for their future generations. And I'm so proud to see that opportunity and be a part of that. We're also thrilled to be an enduring partner and supporter of the Brickline Greenway, which will be running just along Grand Avenue, connecting Fairgrounds Park to the Central Corridor and being an additional catalyst for the continuing rebirth of Fairgrounds, the Ville, and JVL, and connecting Fairgrounds Park and hopefully making it the kind of park that Tower Grove Park is on the south side. There's no reason why. So once again, thank you, Pastor Andre, for your vision, for the support of the City of St. Louis and SLDC. We're excited to see the future successes and can't wait to be involved with more of you in the future. Thank you.
Look at that, on schedule. How about that? I told you, you was getting a break. I wasn't taking you to church today. But seriously, I want to say thank you first again to our esteemed guests, Honorable Mayor Jones, Neil Richardson, Bill Carson. I also want to thank you all again for coming. I see Alderwoman Marlene Davis back there. I want to say thank you for coming. Wisdom and knowledge, and I'm grateful for her. I've got two quick announcements, and then we're going to move towards the official groundbreaking. One of them being, if you have not seen the hub that Mayor Jones mentioned, which she's right, and I cringed when she walked in the hub when it was under construction. I said, here comes this nice, beautiful lady, and we getting ready to get her all dusty. And I can't afford to replace her shoes. So while she was walking, I was texting the team like, listen, clean this, move this out the way. ASAP, ASAP. I had them put a tarp down for you today. But seriously, thank you for keeping your promises and for always supporting our work. If you have not seen the hub, it's just literally, you could walk to it here in 5 minutes. Check it out. 15,000 square feet community resource center. 10 amazing partners in it that serve this community on a daily basis. It's worth your time. You came out, make the full day of it. Second thing I want to put in your hearing is through a donor who wanted to remain anonymous. For the month of April, And because of this, they said, listen, I'll do a match dollar for dollar up to $50,000 to put into affordable housing because I believe in your mission. So, take time, think about that. You can go to our website, tabdev.org. There's envelopes in the back. But help us maximize this moment to not only create this first phase that we've pretty much wrapped up. We're already talking phase 2 of this to create even more housing. You see renderings outside for additional rental housing. We use our rental housing to work with families to get them to a place of for sale housing. Yeah, we don't want them to remain renters. We want them to be owners. And we work towards that end. So again, thank you for today. There's coffee and all kind of stuff. Please listen. After we do the groundbreaking, please drink, eat that stuff. I do not need to take it home. And I come from a place in a generation of family where we don't waste stuff. So please help me. My waistline would appreciate it. So I'm going to ask our guests to join us over at the shovels, if you will. I ask Alicia from our team, program manager, as well to join us. And let our guests get out first. And then if you don't mind kind of wrapping around them so we can.
All right, ready? We're going to count down from 3. Whenever we're done, scoop your dirt. And we're going to break ground. Ready? 3, 2, 1.